Welcome. Have you ever felt that you needed some sort of support, outside support other than your own? Have you ever felt lonely? Have you ever felt that you are not wanted or needed? Have you ever felt that you do not have any other aid other than your own will? If you say yes, then I feel really bad for you, and I really hope that you get better and have some sort of support. But if you do have another way of helping yourself by other means, some persons that are carrying you through your life, or let's say, for instance, your parents. Let's say that your parents are buying everything for you and letting you stay in your house rent free, no cost whatsoever. You have a monkey on your back. You have someone that is there for you. You have a sort of friendship, and this occurs to people that actually care for each other. You will notice that people who care for each other actually spend more time with them, and they do more things in other people's favor that benefit the other person rather than themselves. You will notice this phenomenon very frequently in a lot of things. Basically, shows who cares for who. A lot of people who they actually care for, they put the people they care for in front of themselves. It is a sort of kinship that will never dissolve in the history of man. It will always happen. It's a very good feeling as long as you keep creating other kin, as long as you keep reproducing, as production of humans, how we are biologically made to reproduce infinitely. And it will only end if there is some sort of chemical or chemical warfare that will castrate us, crippling us biologically, and that's a very devastating day. That is that actual possibility that can happen if we're not careful. But we will always make more of ourselves. We'll always be together as a race. We'll always be reproducing, and you'll see we are basically different walks of life. We are very different in our ways. The way we are branched off into different divisions of the world, how we were raised in certain environments, and it changed the way we are. But at the core, at the natural core, deep down, we are the same race. We have the same weaknesses. We have the same resistances. All together, we are one as the human race. With that being said, relationships can be much more intimate between two persons of the same race, and it can get into very complicated situations where it's more of where they trust each other, and they have this sort of sense of this wall of trust that if it is broken, they feel betrayed, or because they knew that the person contrary knew better, and they might have let them down. Let's say someone trusts someone to do something, and they don't pull through with the request the other person asks them. They'll feel a sense of betrayal because they know very well that they are capable of doing it, but they couldn't at the time. But it still occurred. They didn't do it, and in that sense, friction appears in the relationship. One person may hate another person to death, but at the same time cannot live without them. This is very predominant in like parent relationships between kids and their parents. Kids usually hate their parents growing up because their parents are an authority figure. It's the brick wall that stops them from doing what they want, and it happens. But at the end of the day, who really molds you? It's your parents, because that's who brought you up, or whoever did bring you up. Technically, parents don't have to be biologically connected. You can have, adopted parents, whoever brought you up, whoever molded you as a youngin, and now you're a biggin, and that's who you are now. And that they are your parents. You basically created the bond between each other, the loving bond that is unconditional, where no matter what happens, they will always have you in favor and have you first. They'll have you before them. They will always be the one last when it comes to your well-being and benefit. Friendship. Relationship. It is a very special thing. No matter who you are, you will always need someone that is there for you. If you are going through some rough times, you need someone to count on to make it all better. If you are feeling betrayed, you need someone to look back on, to have your back. You need that sort of crutch, that sort of loving care, nurture that only a friend can offer. Someone that you really trust. Friendship is good because people can rely on you and trust your decision for the better due to your reputation. Now, people can rely on you for what you do due to your reputation. If you are known to not let them down, if you are known to always be having their back and always, you were known to do that, they'll always expect that of you. And that's why people will, without a doubt, like blindfolded, let you do that. They'll trust you because you will be able to do that and they can rely on you to do that. That is a very special bond in a friendship that is overlooked, and I find it very, very precious, and I respect that, how people can just trust you to do things just because they know that you're known to do that and they know that you'll take care of them. And that's a special thing between human beings that a lot of people overlook. But if someone is in need, you feel more than happy to help them because you share a common bond with each other. If someone really needs something from you, you're willing to give it because you share the common grounds as them. You feel like going through the same troubles as them. You feel related to them in some way, even if you don't know them. If you're going through the same trials as another person, you form sort of a friendship bond that occurs, and you just have that. It's sort of a nostalgic relationship where you can look back on them and always think of what you went through together, and it just brings a smile to your face. That is why I find it that's very palpable in all of the Dark Souls experiences, where you just meet someone that you never knew and you go through this giant fucking battle between something that you cannot conquer on your own. You feel helpless, and someone comes in and helps you out. They feel helpless as well, but with together as a force, you two join together, collaborate, and triumph over whatever struggles you were going through together at that time, because they know they put their sign down for a reason, because they know that they struggled themselves on that boss and they want to help someone else with the small tactics that they wield that help them get over that boss. That small little push that they had after the 10th try, they won, and they thought, I want to help someone else do the same. That is the beauty of Souls, because you can form such a powerful relationship with someone just by the mutual, sort of a mutual relationship where you're going through the same thing and you're just experiencing it with someone else. That is not just with Souls, it applies to everything in life. If you are working at work and then someone else is doing the same thing that you just met, you had no idea who he is. Who is this guy? But you guys are going through the same troubles as each other, whether it be bricklaying or just common labouring, anything, like any type of work. You two just met, you don't know each other, but you have the same skills. You share a mutual bond. Either you're good at strength build or you're good at mage build. You can still take down bosses and you still survive this far into the game. And you both need help with one certain thing that another person can't really do. You help each other out and you form a mutual bond together, and every time you see him you'll always remember that first encounter you had with him where you had a struggle and you couldn't overcome it, and he basically he had your back. That feeling will never perish. That feeling will never be diminished, because it is a great feeling that human beings share together. It's a common emotion output, pulse that you generate whenever you go through these things with other people. It is best experienced not by yourself, but in the general vicinity of others. And that's mainly why I run a faith build, so I use all my Ashen Estus instead of Estus flasks. To when I'm invading, I heal all my friends. I try to keep them as healthy as I can. When you build a relationship with someone, you want nothing but their well-being. You want nothing else but whatever benefits them in any way. And their presence is so warming that you know that that's them, that they are the being that shared the most precious and ambient feeling that anyone could ever experience, and that is friendship.